Good morning and welcome to the Urdu Training Centre 24 hours before the Matchday 3 UEFA Champions League clash at home to Napoli at the Parc des Princes. I'm Robbie Thompson for PSG TV, Ombre Godion, yahoosport.com. We're here for live training starting in just a couple of moments' time on all the PSG social media networks, including the website, Twitter, Facebook, everything. We're here live for training. Ombre, big match tomorrow and it's a little bit chilly, but the sun is out at least.
Oui, bonjour Robbie, bonjour à tous et bienvenue ici au Centre Redou. Comme l'a dit Robbie, à 24 heures d'un match déterminant contre le Napoli de Carlo Ancelotti. Aujourd'hui, on va assister là dans quelques minutes à l'entraînement des Parisiens de Thomas Tuchel. On va pouvoir faire un premier état des lieux du groupe, des joueurs en présence. Il y a quelques incertitudes. On sait d'ores et déjà que Dani Alves, Layvin Kurzawa sont forfaits, que Gigi Buffon, qui devrait participer à l'entraînement, lui, ne prendra pas part au match parce que quoi qu'il arrive, il est suspendu. Alphonse Areola est annoncé dans les cages. Et enfin, on pourra lever les incertitudes ou pas sur Angel Di Maria, Thiago Silva et Marco Verratti.
That's right, we will see the squad in training, we will see who comes out for training first of all. There is still 24 hours left to see which players that are just carrying little niggling injuries that may be ready back. One thing we know for certain is that, as Ombre just said, Dani Alves, Layvin Kurzawa, and who are both out injured after surgery, and Gianluigi Buffon, who is suspended after the Champions League last season. The final match of suspension for Gianluigi Buffon, and then of course looking forward to seeing the rest of the squad. And don't forget, we will have the press conference live from the Parc des Princes later this afternoon as well. That press conference 17:30 local time, and there we will have the coach Thomas Tuchel and the Spanish left back Juan Bernat in press conference, and the coach, the first question will generally be who is available, what's the state of the squad, and then we will know for certain, and Ombre and I will be back at the Parc des Princes then for that. But before then, training.
Oui, c'est vrai, rendez-vous à 17h30 du côté du Parc des Princes pour suivre les conférences de presse de Thomas Tuchel, faire un petit point avec lui sur le groupe, suivi par Juan Bernat, qui sera présent également devant les journalistes tout à l'heure.
Now, the match against Napoli, of course, for our old Paris Saint-Germain fans will bring back very good memories. It was the start of the golden age back in the mid-90s when Paris made 5 European semi-finals in a row, including 2 finals, winning one, the Cup Winners' Cup against Rapid Vienna in 1996. But back in 1992, in the round of 32, Paris Saint-Germain took on Napoli, a Napoli side that just a few seasons before had won the Serie A with a certain Diego Maradona. They had a young player, a young number 10 called Gianfranco Zola in the side when Paris met them. And Paris won 2-0 at Sao Paulo in Napoli with a double from George Weah before drawing 0-0 at the Parc des Princes in the return leg. And I'm sure Paris Saint-Germain will be looking for at least a win tomorrow night at home, and then for another one in Sao Paulo in 3 weeks' time. The 2 matches back-to-back in the Champions League.
Dans l'histoire récente, Robbie, il y a aussi des histoires à décortiquer entre ce Naples Paris Saint-Germain. On sait que de l'autre côté, il y a Carlo Ancelotti sur le banc, qui est l'ancien entraîneur du Paris Saint-Germain, qui fera face à Thomas Tuchel. Et dans l'effectif du Paris Saint-Germain, il y a surtout Edinson Cavani, le matador, qui va retrouver son stade, son public et son équipe. Et on espère d'ailleurs qu'il va également trouver le fond des filets.
That's right, Carlo Ancelotti, who took Paris to the title in 2013, the Ligue 1 title, and also very close in the Champions League with those away goals exit against Barcelona in the quarterfinals. But he's not the only one. There is, of course, Edinson Cavani, as you mentioned, now that Pocho Lavezzi is playing his football in China. He was another that came from Napoli. He won't be there. He's playing this season with Herby Fortune still in China. Edinson, who scored over 100 goals for Napoli, hasn't played against Napoli since he left the club to come here to Paris Saint-Germain in 2013. He was a big hero there, and I'm sure there'll be, well, we'll see if there's a warm welcome for him. The club Napoli president said yesterday that they will be very much looking forward to crossing paths again with Edinson Cavani, who was a superstar for them before coming to Paris Saint-Germain, where he has been a superstar as well.
Ce qui est sûr, c'est qu'il devrait y avoir des buts, oui, parce que si on décortique un petit peu l'histoire récente du Paris Saint-Germain, on voit que dans les 18 derniers matchs européens du PSG, les hommes de Thomas Tuchel et donc de ses prédécesseurs ont toujours trouvé le fond des filets lors des 18 derniers matchs, avec une moyenne de 2,9 buts inscrits par match. Ça laisse entrevoir des buts quand même pour demain.
That's right, Paris have scored in all of their last 18 Champions League matches, over 50 goals, as Ombre just said, in those 18 matches, so we can expect more goals. Napoli haven't been scoring for fun in the Champions League. They drew 0-0 with Red Star Belgrade in their first match and then a very late 1-0 victory over Liverpool. But they are top of the group as we see the players making their way out now. You can see them there all in their Jordan Champions League gear.
Le président, je précise, Nasser El Khelaifi, Antero Henrique et Maxwell sont même également présents ici pour encourager les joueurs lors de l'ultime entraînement avant la réception du Napoli.
That's right, a hug for Adrien Rabiot as he makes his way out, and I think we'll leave you now to enjoy this training session. We'll be back in 15 minutes time. This training session open to the media before Champions League football, of course, and we'll be back in a few moments time to just wrap up what we've seen and say goodbye for now. Well, that's it, the 15 minutes of live training are up. Importantly, we can see that Marco Verratti and Angel Di Maria are both there in training. Both came off in the second half against Amiens, and both are training normally for the moment, so that's a very positive sign.
Oui, c'est vrai qu'ils participent pour l'instant, Marco Verratti et Thiago Silva, à la séance collective, et Angel Di Maria, pardon, parce que c'est vrai que Thiago Silva, lui en revanche, ne participe pas à la séance collective. Donc le fait que Di Maria et Verratti, qui sont deux éléments essentiels des plans de Thomas Tuchel, participent tous les deux à la séance collective, c'est quand même très très bon signe et ça lève quelques incertitudes sur leur non-présence pour la réception de Naples demain au Parc des Princes.
That's right, and there's also Presnel Kimpembe is there. He was suspended last weekend and will be suspended in the league. And Gianluigi Buffon is there as well. His presence always important, and he's training over on the left there with the other goalkeepers, Alphonse Areola and Sébastien Cibois, who will both be on the team sheet tomorrow against Napoli tomorrow night. That's it from the Urdu Training Centre then. Thank you, very much for joining us again.
Merci, à tout à l'heure.
That's right, because we'll see you again here at 17:30 French time, 15:30 GMT for our international audience. And that will be the press conference, Matchday -1, with coach Thomas Tuchel and the Spanish defender Juan Bernat.
À tout à l'heure.